know I've hinted a time or two about a new transmission. And 3 on the tree was cool, but getting hung in between gears, rather embarrassing. It's all good if I pay attention to what I was doing. If I thought about it, third, second, reverse, made all my downshifts. As soon as I squirrel brained and didn't do third, second, first, she was hung. And where did that happen? All 3 times? Cruise ends. Great. I'm already riding in a clapped out ride, right? Pull in and get hung in gears. And my clapped out ride looks like a piece of crap. So it was fun. It was short-lived. It only let me down, like, it only broke down on me once like that. And that was my fault. You can only power shift one so many times before the linkage falls apart, right? So, Brant at BNC Performance, I hate to let you down, buddy. But we're putting a Turbo 400 in this thing. So, don't disown me. Don't kick me out of the club. Alright, sometimes I sell stories. That is clearly not a Turbo 400. I've actually had this transmission for a couple months now. Not many knew it. Some knew. Not too many. Nobody that would tell. So, you guessed it. That's what we're doing today. Working on putting this baby in. So, I'm going to pull the side cover, put a new gasket on there. We'll take a peek inside this thing, which I've already taken a peek inside before I bought it. By the way, it is just the M20. It does have a Hurst Comp Plus shifter, which was a plus. Plus, get it. So, it is a good trans. It's not the most desirable of all of them, but it's a 4-speed and it's a Muncie. So, big block 4-speed car, isn't that like the mecca of like hot rod muscle car? Which, is that thing a muscle car? I mean, I guess it could be. They came with 409s, right? So, either way, let's jump in this thing, replace some gaskets, output seal, maybe the front seal. If I did get the right kit, we'll do the bushings on the side cover. This is an early one, so it has studs for the shift arms. Up until like 67, somewhere around in there, they went away from the stud mounted shift arm to the bolt on shift arm, which it could be converted, but I don't really care as long as it works, right? So cross our fingers that I bought the right gasket kit and seal kit, and I guess I get to cut a new hole in my new floor. I bought a new, yes, I cheaped out. I actually bought bushings. I did not make them this time. Most of the lathes have been tied up, so I also needed all the clips. For like $13, just roll with it, you know. So I'm gonna buzz this. I'm gonna take this shifter off, lay it aside, and pull the side cover. Pull the shifter. I'll also show you how to adjust these things. And pull this mount off because we have a good one on the Saginaw. It's laying over there. Got an energy suspension on it. This thing could be cleaned up a little more. I did spray it some, but didn't have a gasket here, so I didn't want to get water in. So let me grab. I also have to fix this hole because, well, for one, that's a freaking metric bolt. I can tell because it says 8.8 on it. We'll run a helicoil. Great, I didn't get all the tools. We'll run a helicoil down in that hole. I'm sure I got one. There's that guy, there's that guy. There's that guy. So, maybe we can clean that hole out. Run a tap down it. fix the threads, use just a smidge longer bolt. Also, alright, I'm having some sort of SD card error, so hopefully you didn't miss anything important, which I don't think you did. Alright, so the side cover and shift forks gently pop out. They do have some wear, not a whole lot. They look pretty decent. We will lay this to the side to clean up. Alright, well, I mean, everything looks pretty good in here. It's a little dirty. The sliders and the synchros, it's like some weird rule of thumb with, like, some people call it the church steeple, some people just call it the house, meaning if it's wider than it is tall. Let me show you. If these are wider than they are tall, then they're wore out. So they all look pretty good. I mean, they have wear on them, but it's nothing that I'm too concerned about. So I keep having SD card failures or whatever, so I don't know what I got going on there. But I'm gonna get this surface cleaned up on this side cover area. Probably hit this with a file because it's got some high spots. Also, probably need to run a tap down in this hole. I'm out of brake cleaner, but I did get it pretty clean, so I'll fill it up, run it for an oil change, and I'll drain this. And I'll just drain this when I do the next oil change on the motor. I do need to clean this up, and guess what? I don't have any brake cleaner, and this thing is filthy. So that may have to wait till tomorrow. Somebody must have used yellow weather strip on this at some point, that Gorilla Snot. That's your shift fork. What holds these in place? Some people call them the comb, some people call them the scissors. It's spring loaded. Alright, well, as you can see, the transmission is now married to the back of the motor. So what I'm going to have to do now is cut a hole in the floor for the old shifter. Pretty much this top bolt, I hope you can see this. This top bolt is like center line with the shift rod, with the shifter shaft. Is that right? Either way. So what I'm gonna do is take a long punch and just put a dimple, a dot, a mark, whatever, that I can see from inside of the car. And I think what I'll do is I'll just hole saw, take me a hole saw, and just knock a hole in the floor right there. Now, I could probably get online and find all the dimensions that to put the hole in the floor, measure it off, do it right. But what did people do when they didn't have the old Google? Go to the junkyard, take a look, take measurements. I guess that was probably like the best way to do it. But I think they just poked holes in floors, and most of the time what it looked like to me, is use a chainsaw and a can opener and whatever else. But we're trying to make it as clean as possible. So that's my plan of attack. Hopefully it's the right plan of attack, because this floor is new. So I really want to go Freddy Kruegering it up, looking like Ray Charles on a 3-week drunk. Came in there and did it. So that's my plan. If I fail, well, I'll show you. So hang tight, I'll get back to you. I've been a little slack on the videos, but I've been busy. So, you know, that's just how it goes. I've not quit, by no means, but I've just not had time. The last video, that video was probably a month old. I don't know why I've just been sitting on it, but it's kind of how it's just happened that way. But where are we at now? Well, got Brant's lava lamp in here cooking. It's right over in that region right there. The Impala. A few updates on it. Pretty big update. What do we got right there? What is that guy? Oh, got twin sticks, kind of like a 4-drive truck. But yeah, we've got a 4-speed. Well, we had a 4-speed, but yep, it is pretty much installed. Drive shaft, cross member, just pretty much tighten up bolts. I need to order the floor plugs because I have no floor plugs. What else? Still have to do the cooling system. I mean, it's complete, it just has nothing in it. It's empty. Dry as a bone. Hopes and dreams. Fuel line, I think I'm gonna just take a wild shot and plumb into the metal line. Never did buy a new line. Said I was. Never got around to it. Still rocking the drum brakes in a single pop master. It's living life on the edge. Need to really change that. But yeah, that's currently where we're at. I'll try to start making videos a little more regular again. But you know, summer came, family stuff, outside stuff, just like everybody else. I guess hang tight and we'll get this video rolling for you later. All right, well, got some parts in. Sometimes I'm real special edition when I go to order things and I miss stuff or might get my quantity wrong. Seems like all the time, but flying around. But I did not buy the preformed fuel line for this thing. And there's a bug in my eye. But $100 was the cheapest I could find, and it was a 3-piece deal. And I did not need the 2 pieces because, well, this doesn't have a mechanical pump and, well, not a quadrajet or Carter or whatever it was supposed to come on. The whatever motor came with the 3/8 fuel line, which could have been the small block or the 409. The 6-cylinder had 5/16. Excuse me. So I bought a box of just 3/8 cold, just a box of 3/8 steel tubing. It's 25 feet for $28. So I got way more than I needed for, you know, basically a little more than a quarter of the price. I thought I was going to be able to wrap up the floor this week, and I needed 6 floor plugs for the drain holes. Well, ordered 1, so 5 short on that. And I got some Summit brand sound deadener, which I was going to get Kill Mat because, of course, a lot of you guys use Kill Mat and seem to be pleased with it. But they apparently do not sell that. So I got the Summit brand, which it did say made in the USA, which I was good with that. So I guess that's what we'll be doing today. I didn't get a roller. I'll make a roller. I actually had a piece of steel at work that would have worked perfect, but Ralph left it. So go figure. I also dug this relic out. It's an old, which would have been at the time that I got that 20 years ago, Winston Cup NASCAR. So that came out of a Cup car that I'd planned to use in a Camaro that I never did put a 5-speed in like I planned on. So I guess it's only fitting we use it on the old Impala here. But I guess we're gonna roll out some sound deadener, or I could do the fuel line. I guess it's as broad as it is long. The light's still under the car, so maybe I'll just do the fuel line and get that over with. Save the fun stuff for later. I think it's supposed to rain more tomorrow, so maybe. I don't know. Like I said, it's as broad as it is long. I really hate I didn't get those plugs. I may have some old plugs, but at the same time, new floor. Why not just, you know, I'm not even looking at that junk pile. Because I just seen one plug. I thought I had two. You know, I'm not doing it. I'm buying 5 new ones. I have to get exhaust pieces anyway, because that's my exhaust hanging there. I'm pretty sure I covered this before, but now that there's actually places to put your feet for the floor, I can't put my mufflers where I had them. So I'm gonna have to put the mufflers where GM put them, which is basically right under the driver and passenger, right under the front floorboards where your feet goes. And that was another reason I was actually gonna put some sort of sound deadener, thermal barrier, or whatever in the floor of this car, because I don't really want to make it any more miserable to ride in than it will already be during the summer. So, with that being said, I'm gonna flip a coin, and well, I could really do that because there's like 30 cents laying on the ground here. So, I'll just flip a coin with this very run over quarter, my creeper, and heads, fuel line, tails, interior junk. So after it bounces off the fan, heads it is. But what did I say? Heads, fuel line? That sounds right. So I guess we're doing a fuel line, which is cool. It's whatever. I'm gonna get this old one out, and we'll make a, you know, I don't even have a tubing bender, which is fantastic, which would have been very handy to have. One of those little handheld dude jobbies from Harbor Freight. So, heads, we're doing interior. So, all right, I'm gonna get this junk out, and I'll set you up, and we'll figure out something. So, hang tight. I'm not sure what the dimensions on the kill mat are, but this is like, I think it said 18 by 32. Yeah, 9 sheets, 18 inches by 32 inches. Summit part number. So really, I'll be able to do 2 down each side of the pan, and then I can do the center hump as well. So that'll probably be my plan of attack, I guess. I still have somewhere got a plug hole here that I'll probably just razor blade out. Then obviously the big drain hole goes here, one here, and then under the back seat back here, total of 6. For my seatbelt holes, I'm going to use this gasket cutter and just go around it with this 1-inch cutter. That way I have plenty of room. Should work just fine. That's probably where I want it. Let's try one out here. Probably knock the camera over. Nope. Cut it right out of there. So that'll work. All right, this will probably do for now, or tonight rather. I got everything stuck down. I don't think I'm gonna really do anything back here. I don't guess anyway. I don't really see the need. But mostly up here, because you know the mufflers will be under here, and then the exhaust has to. It's crazy. It runs into the center and then back out. I don't know. But I would highly suggest getting the roller. I may actually just go ahead and buy one when I order the floor plugs, because they come from Summit. The floor plugs come from Summit. This stuff came from Summit. All that stuff did. So I'll probably just order me a roller and go back over it. I don't really want to put the carpet in and then have to move it all around to put those plugs in. But that's where I'm gonna stop off for tonight. I guess after this we'll jump on copying that fuel line. But that'll do for tonight. Stay tuned. Later. All right, it's Saturday. Just did a little, I guess, a special request video for the one that got away challenge, which I don't have one that got away, but watch that video and you'll see what I'm talking about. But Saturday, it is hot, humid, it's awful. I'm sweating, doing nothing. But I didn't film anything yesterday, but I did get some progress done. I'm so glad I did not buy that preformed fuel line for this car, because I would have never, ever got that thing in there. But what I did buy was just that coil of 3/8 steel line, like Russell, or this was All Star. What is this? Is like some dirt track stuff, I guess. But I just did the straight stuff and bent it as I went and crammed it in there. And I'm gonna take my pipe cutter and trim this off, and then I'll come off the fuel filter like normal and down to the fuel line. I had to pull the brake line, so I got to bleed the brakes. I've got a portion of my exhaust put back on, because you know, with the floor, my original location for my mufflers will not work, and this is going to require way more bends than I have the ability to start buying pieces for and making it work. So I'm going to have to actually take this to exhaust shop and do something about it. I decided I needed another goal, so next Saturday is the city cruise in where I live. I've not made one of those yet, so I'm gonna try like crazy to make that. Which it's not a huge list of things to do, but I mean, you never know what could happen. Having this exhaust done is my biggest worry. Finding it somewhere and having the time to take it and pick it up, all that stuff. But I'm gonna have to put the mufflers back where they belong originally, like I probably said 10 other times. But this is the stuff I built. It's still loose. I'm gonna take it off and Scotch Brite it and hit it with some high temp black, because this mild steel is not aluminized, so you know it's just gonna rust. It looks like everything will work. Probably needs like maybe like a little, I don't even know if it's a 45 right here, and that's my problem. I don't want to guess at a 45 and then I get the bend wrong. I get the wrong bend radius, and you know those things are about $25 a piece, and by the time I buy, there's $100. You know, $100 I'm going to gamble on making this exhaust work, where I could just take it to somebody and pay them $200, and I don't have to do anything but just load it on the trailer and drive it there. So I hope it sounds as good as it did before. I mean, it didn't sound like completely awesome or whatever, but it did sound kind of cool for a really low compression blah motor. But that's where we're at, and today I'm going to finish up the fuel line, bleed the brakes. I had a whole list written down at work, ran off and left it. So got to make a Summit order, because that stuff's got to get here very soon. I was going to just make that old Chevelle carpet work, because you know, if it's free, it's for me. And well, it didn't fit great before, and it had some cut holes in it and this, that, and the other. So I don't even think, I may throw it in there and just see how it looks. But I may just buy carpet, because if I don't have to waste the money on these exhaust bins, and well, carpet's $160. I didn't even know Summit had a brand of their own carpet. I'm going to try the Summit brand. It's about $70–$80 cheaper than what I could get from Hubbard's Impala, which Hubbard's Impala is probably like period correct, like the loop style carpet or whatever. I don't really care. I'm gonna pull the package tray and the cell panels. I'd like to try to redo that package tray, maybe clean those cell panels up and try to tuck them back in there a little bit. They're falling down. It'd be nice if they would clean up as nice as these visors did, because that material is pretty sweet with the stars stamped into it. What else? I got to put some sort of coolant back in it. I got to flush the system, and I'd still like to do my thermostat comparison, all 3 flavors of thermostat and all 3 flavors of the water restrictors. I'll quit yammering and see how far I can get with this. I got all day and tomorrow, so I guess I could probably get it as done as I can without, get as done as I can before I need parts and pieces. That's where we're at. Hang tight. I'll get you an update later. Well, that was the first out of the neighborhood trip. I had to put some spark plugs in it before I run it any further than I did this morning. And actually, I thought I hit record, but apparently I did not. You can tell it doesn't run clean, which these jets or whatever was jets that was in this carburetor. So I'm sure it could probably be leaned out and adjusted. Like, I've never even put a vacuum gauge on it, so I've never even put a timing light on it. So, but I'm gonna say that this is gonna wrap up this episode, because I'm sure it's already long-winded. I talk a lot anyway. But tomorrow it goes for exhaust. I got stuff all over me. Tomorrow it goes for exhaust, and I have carpet coming, and I cleaned the upper seat and done some other stuff today. Pulled that package tray out, cell panels. I'm trying to budget friendly, make this interior look good. Yeah, I think that's going to do it for this one. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe. I've said it once, I'll say it every time. I appreciate everybody that takes the time to watch these videos. It means a lot, because I know everybody's busy. I mean, I don't get to watch all the videos that I would like to watch, or really out of respect, watch as well. There's plenty more to come with this old car. And as long as I don't break it between now and Saturday and the weather's good, we're going to the I feel like I got something on me. We're going to the big city cruise in here in town. I've missed every one this year, but as long as I don't tear it up between now and then, we'll be there. So what I'm going to do is get the exhaust on it tomorrow and baby it all week long. And then work on the interior and try to make it as presentable on the inside as I possibly can. But again, thanks for watching. I'll put some link to some channels that I watch down in the description box. Got any questions, comments, or concerns, please don't hesitate to ask, whether it's good or bad. But again, thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage, and we'll see you on the next one. Later, guys.